friends, it's Peggy Noe from PrettyPaperCards.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here today to show you how to make some really cute fall mini treat bags. And you can see them right here. I've got them done in some different decorations, and I'm going to show you just how to cut and score so that yours can turn out the same. So let's see, I'll tell you what we're using today. Today we're going to use, because when I'm filming this, it's September and Halloween is coming. And so I decided to use for this project the Magic in the Night Designer Series paper. It's beautiful paper, and I wanted you to be able to see it from Stampin' Up! And also we're going to use some of this metallic mesh ribbon. And it is really something. I'm going to show you that. So to create your mini treat bag, you need a 4.5 by 6.5 piece of paper, and in this case designer series paper. So we've got two sides. We've got this neat, I don't even know what you call this, like, I don't know. I know there's a fancy name for it, but it reminds me of clowns. And then this side has little spiders in our rich raspberry color, and I think this is cute. So I'm going to use this today. And we're going to score our piece using our paper trimmer. And we're not going to use the cutting blade, so I'm going to put that up out of the way. We're just going to use the scoring blade. It's the gray one. And we've got our 4.5 by 6.5 piece. I'm holding it in the portrait mode, and I've got the measurements down below for you. I'm going to score it at the 1 inch mark on, in the portrait position. Then I'm going to turn it landscape, and I'm going to score at 2, 3, 5, and 6. So let's line it up with 2, like that, and then we'll score again at 3. This is really easy. I do not like complicated things, and this is an easy bag to make. Now we're at 5, scoring at 5, and scoring at 6. All right, now we can set our paper trimmer, off to the side. And now we're gonna fold on our score lines. And sometimes when you're using designer series paper, it's easier to see one side over the other. So I'm just going to fold. It looks like I can see this side a little better. I see the lines, and I'm just going to go ahead and fold all the way down, and then we'll burnish them with our bone folder. So here we go. Okay, now let's go on in and burnish those lines, which means just pressing them down hard so that they hold the fold is really, and it makes the project look a lot better. So we'll burnish this one. It just means pressing hard. We'll burnish this one. And I don't know if I did the long one, but if I didn't, we'll do that. Okay. Now you're going to want to take your paper and hold it in the landscape position with the little tiny rectangle in the right-hand corner. And this little rectangle we're just going to cut right off. And what we're doing is we're cutting up to the 1 inch score line. And we're just going to cut that little guy off. And then we're going to, on every other score line, cut up to the 1 inch mark. This is going to help us form our bag. Okay, and here's the last one. Okay, so there's our bag, ready to put together. Now, like I mentioned, I think I'm going to use the spidery side. Not like I love spiders, but I do like this color. So that's going to be the outside, and this is the inside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold the very thin 1/2 inch strip where we cut off the little corner, and I'm going to bring the rest of my piece right up to it. And I'm going to put adhesive on the little strip, and I'm going to just lay it over. And the adhesive I'm going to use is our Stampin' Seal Plus. It's meant for 3D projects. It holds securely. And so I'm going to go ahead and use my Stampin' Seal Plus here. to get the adhesive. Then I'm going to turn it back over like we had it a minute ago and press down, and then this top piece is going to fold right up to that. And we just press it down. Now, there's a little bit of, I'm just going to rub a little to get that. I had a tiny bit over the line. We all do that, don't we? And then we have kind of the basics of our little bag, just like that. Now we're going to form the bottom, and it's super easy. You just put the two side edges in, place down the first flap, and for the second flap, again, we're just going to use our Stampin' Seal Plus. It holds wonderfully. In fact, I might just put a little bit more in that corner. And press it down, and there's your bag. Now what you can do lots of things with it, but I want to just pinch the edges in, and there it becomes a cute bag. You can just press a little on the sides, and that is your cute little bag. You could punch a hole in the top if you wanted to and tie a ribbon through that. What I'm going to do is put some decoration on, and I'll show you how I'm going to secure it after, of course, after I put candy in it. And I think what I'm going to put, I have some over here in my stash, is some of these wonderful Cafe Rio coffee caramels. I'll just put one in there for now, but I'm going to want more in there, I can tell. Okay, so we've got our bag made. Now we're going to make our decoration. And the first thing we're going to do is put this strip. I've cut a strip of the back side of the Designer Series paper with that other kind of geometric pattern that I said looked like clowns. Someone might correct me. And I'm going to place that over the top. This is a 6" by 1" piece of the same Designer Series paper, and that's one thing I love about the Stampin' Up! Designer Series paper. The back and the front always coordinate, and so you can always use the reverse to make something fun. And we could score this at 3, but there's no reason really. It's just, you just fold that little piece in half. It's small enough you can do that. And so it'll end up going on here like this. And now we're going to cut some things to decorate it. And I'm going to use my new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine from Stampin' Up! I just love this little machine, and I want to show you how it works. I've got my plates in there, the base plate, the cutting plate, one of the, the base plate, the die plate, let's see, and the cutting plates. Sometimes I get the names wrong. And what we're going to use today, we're going to create 2 cute little pumpkins from the Autumn Essentials dies. And here they are. We're just going to put them on some black cardstock and run them straight through our die cutting machine. It's smooth and quiet. This little machine is so quiet until it cranks through. And there we have, there we have our little pumpkins. And they're coming out with the little, the paper is inside of them, and when that happens, I just take my pick tool and press through the little dots, and they just fall right out. I think that means you've gotten a really good cut, personally. There we go. So now we have our little pumpkins. I'm going to put my machine off to the side again. And we're going to decorate our bag. Where did my bag go? Oh, here it is. Okay, so here's our bag. Let's see what else we might use to decorate it. I also pre-cut a terracotta tile cardstock pumpkin. And I was thinking I might use 2 of them like that. And I've also cut a word from the well-written dies. I pre-cut that, and it's the word happy, kind of like Happy Halloween. So I thought that might be cute. Now, I want to add some of this pretty mesh ribbon. So let's see how we can do that. I'm going to cut off, I don't know, 5 inches, 6 inches. And I think what I'm going to do is just kind of twist it like a bow. And I'm going to, oops, you know what I forgot? Oh dear. Is to clip our ends of our little strip. I want it to have flagged ends, so I'm going to use the banner triple punch. Gosh, I almost forgot that. And I'm going to just slide my piece. It fits the size 1, it might be 1, 1.5, and 2-inch papers, I forget now, and strips of paper. And I'm going to just line up my strip so that the end of the strip, that corner, is touching these diagonal lines. If I brought it all the way up to the top, it would cut my paper too short. So you just line that up and give it a little clip and see what a nice little flagged end it makes. And then we're going to do this for the other end. Get it even in there. This is a really handy punch. Okay. And now we're ready to decorate. Decorating is always my favorite thing, right? Okay, so I'm going to twist my metallic meshed ribbon, and I think I'm just going to adhere it inside on the front of my strip. And I'm again going to use a little bit of the, just need to move it forward, a little bit of the Stampin' Seal Plus. It has such a good secure hold. So I'm just going to put that down right there, and that will hold it in place. So we can test, and that's what it'll look like. I may trim those a little shorter in a minute. And then we have Happy, and then we have our pumpkins, which we could put off at the bottom here, our double pumpkins. So let's get started with that. So for the Happy, the cutout word, I always just use my Tombow multi-purpose glue and just put a few dots. Now we remember that we're only going to let's put the A and the P and a little bit of the other P in. So those are the only letters that we want to put our glue dots on here. And it'll hold. When it dries, it really holds well. And just a little bit on that side. Okay. So now we're going to just lay it down over our strip and press. Just going to let it sit there just a minute. Sometimes I use my Take Your Pick tool if the glue gets outside of the lines, and you can just remove that glue, kind of move it around so that it won't show later. And it won't. It'll dry and nobody will see it. That's just a tiny bit of glue. But if you're a perfectionist like me, you like to get that looking really nice. So there's our Happy. And now we have our 2 pumpkins. And I think, let's see what I might do. Could have it over to the side like that. I kind of like that. So let's try that. This is my thinking process. I didn't have a total plan. I just thought we would take our, we have so many beautiful products in Stampin' Up, and I just kind of put the products I like out in front of me and get a little inspiration. So we'll put our little terracotta tile pumpkin down there. And let's see, do we want the black one? Let's hold this up. We're just thinking, right? We're in our pondering stage, our creating stage. So we could put this on like that. I do think I want the little black guy on there. He's just cute, isn't he? And we could just even have him coming off a little bit, coming off the strip. So let's add some little glue in there. This is the multi-purpose glue that is such a favorite of mine. I just think it's really kind of essential for stamping and paper crafting. So let's just put him right down there. Whoops. Just need to hold it for a few minutes. This glue takes just a few seconds to set up. And then I'm going to just actually run my fingernail over that little extra glue. Okay, now we're totally ready to put our project together. And what I'm going to do, let me be sure these little guys are dry. I'm going to run some, again, Stampin' Seal Plus over the back to adhere this. So it adheres really tightly to the front of the bag. Whoops. There we go. Don't need too much. And on the back, I don't know if I told you, I'm going to use some glue dots so that someone could easily take the back off. I think that would be handy. And then they don't have to ruin the whole front. So there we go. Isn't that kind of cute? Now I'm going to put my fingers on the inside because we can do that since we haven't sealed the back. And we can press down on the inside of the bag and make sure that strip adhered really well on the front, and it did. And so then for my back, all I'm going to do is use a couple of glue dots. Where are my glue dots? Here they are. I think just 2 actually will do it. And I'm just going to press them right on the paper like that. And I see another one right over here. And they stick right on the paper. And then we're going to close our bag and just press down, and that will hold our bag together. Now looking at it, I'm thinking the mesh is a little wild. I'm just going to give that a little trim. I'm sure some of you can think of some other fun things to do with that mesh. But there's our little bag. Isn't that cute? So that is your mini treat bag, fall mini treat bag. And I want to show you just another beautiful paper from this paper collection. Magic in the Night. Here's one I'm going to use for Christmas. I'm probably going to do a video with Christmas, Christmas little mini treat bags, and I'm sure I'm going to use that piece of paper. So thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.